Alright, welcome back. This is M-Dog, and we are continuing the adventures of Tiryllia. And if you were with me earlier, we got interrupted by my work, and it's possible we could get interrupted again, but I'm hoping this will take, and I'll be able to get through this a little bit. So the only thing you missed in our sort of attempt to get started earlier is we did travel to Michael Delving. So in our previous videos we have been, and streams, we have been beginning our adventures playing throughout the epic storyline and other quests in Ered Luin. We actually very much completed that zone other than Reputation. Our reputation with Thorin's Hall is at Acquaintance. So we'll kind of decide as we go in terms of if we will continue that level of completion in zones. If we decide to, obviously we will well out level quests and such. So I'm thinking as we go there will be some level of adjustment to that plan. We are here in Michael Delving. Let's see where we can go from here at this point.
Good day.
We can go swift travel to Bree. However, I think it'd be better to unlock some stable points across the Shire. There's just really, we've got Hobbiton unlocked, so there's really just one. We're going to go straight over to Stock. And thus far in the story, the main focus of the story has been on a larger scale. It has been more the relationship between dwarves and elves, and also the introduction of the dour hands dwarves with the one particular villain, Skorgrim, who we know from the initial, what do they call it? The introduction or the prologue? Is that what they're called? Let's look at, actually that's not what do we want to look at here? Completed quests. Epic 1 prologue. We actually know from the introduction that Skorgrim is not really Skorgrim. They use Skorgrim's body and then some sort of dark magic to reanimate Skorgrim. So it's some sort of version of his former self, but not really Skorgrim of old. Skorgrim died many years ago when a building collapsed on him. But more specifically, what we have been up to as an adventurer in Middle-earth is helping with, and I want to try to get these names correct. It was Aethal, the elf son, Aberthal, was taken. Initially, we actually thought that he was killed by goblins. We came to find out that the goblins took him, and that somehow behind that, what was involved was the dour hand dwarves. And so it all escalated to the point of a rescue mission that we were involved with. And then once Aberthal was rescued, as you see, we do now get experience for gathering, as that just actually leveled us up to 18. But once Aberthal was rescued, we went and tried to go take out the reanimated Skorgrim that I mentioned before and fought Skorgrim's goblin army. We were victorious and nothing else, at least driving away Skorgrim, which is great. However, we were not able to defeat him, so Skorgrim will continue to play some sort of role in the story to come. And what are we doing right now? Right now, we are to go find Barlaman Butterbur, who is at the Prancing Pony, and he may know of Strider's whereabouts. And basically, we are meant to report to Strider, who all we know at this point is a captain, a ranger, because we want to report to him what all has happened in Ered Luin. The rangers that we were involved with and those involved in the whole mess were concerned enough to feel like Strider needed to know what's been happening. So we're to go let him know. At this point, we really don't know anything about the wider story, the Fellowship. We don't know anything about the main storyline that will become, though we're not in a starring role of the Fellowship of the Ring or the Ring's journey to Mordor. We are certainly going to be playing around the outskirts. And while that will be the main thrust of the epic storyline, taking us through many different areas, and in each area and in different areas, we'll also participate in smaller scale narratives that will be interesting and important, and certainly excited about doing that. We are doing crafting. I mean, at this point, Tiryllia is a fairly complete character. I mean, we're, again, like I said, completing lots of deeds and all of the quests in the areas that we are going to. Now, we're not being too crazy about it. We did not go to the Shire or to the man starting areas, Archid or Combe. We just did the starting area that we were assigned, but at the same time, we have been pretty much being a completionist. So I am not holding this playthrough to that high bar, because the farther we get, being a completionist will be more and more of an investment. However, I would like to, continue to unlock many virtues. And
hello there.
You know what? I'm thinking at this point it may be worth.
Good day.
Well, we can't do that, so never mind. We'll go ahead and finish this ride. The good thing about this journey is that we will open up Adso's camp, and in terms of crafting, we'll get a little bit of a jump start because we'll run by some sort of the next level of branches that we need to gather. We do need to, once we get to Bree, there's several things we need to take care of, one of which is inventory management. We're going to go ahead and get rid of all of the items that we turned in for tasks. We're not going to keep those types of things to go back and turn in more daily tasks in the starter area. We'll have to figure out a different way to get that rep if we do want to come back to it. We want to be fairly focused on story, with just a little bit of attention on keeping our crafting current and getting virtues and that kind of stuff. And you can see from doing all the questing we did, we're already 3 levels ahead of these the creatures that we're seeing in this area, and this is sort of the area that the epic questline will send us back to. So we will be right back to this part of the world fairly quickly, but first we do need to check in with Bree. It's pretty entertaining if you look at our quest log. And I'm not sure why they're not being tracked. Anyway, they are now. I guess because the zone we started in is not where any of these quests lead us. But all of the quests we have, which is a total of 6, all lead us, 5 of them lead us actually into Bree. One of them leads us right outside of Bree. So there is no doubt at this point where they're wanting to send you. Now let's check out what we were just picking up. Are these ash wood? Like, I believe that this is going to be for journeymen. forester, but I want to make sure that's correct. Yeah. So we are now getting the journeyman tier of crafting materials. And since each level will need a little bit more to become proficient and master them, each new area we go to will need to gather a little more than the area before. Which is why I don't mind sort of this early journey, picking up the stable masters as we go, and then in future times we'll be able to take the swift travels that are available. Alright, so we will. Now we just picked up a new ability. Wow. They are low level. So we just got a new Slayer D. That's something that we'll be working on. And that one for killing brigands will actually probably come pretty easily. There will be a lot of brigands involved in the quests that we do. Especially the quest out and around Bree. Maybe not as much inside of the Barrow Downs area. So, and this will be a this will be an interesting test for us, because I think it's going to be hard for me to be as motivated to do all the quests when... Oh yeah, we were supposed to seek out the hunter here at Adso's camp. Let's actually go get that stable point. I don't want to forget to get it, and then we'll come back and talk to the hunter. So let's look at this.
How can I be of service?
Let's look at this. Oh, and he does not have fast travel from here. Interesting. So this is, because it's been a while since we've gotten this quest, we'll go ahead and look at this real quick. Speak with Geetha Laney for instruction in the art of being a hunter. We're going to get this hat, or helm, that is really one of my least favorite looks, but it, with all of the agility it has on it, and it's got fate on it. Its fate increases our critical rating, so fate is important, obviously more important than will, I guess.
Greetings.
All right. Okay, looks like this is a travel quest, which I really like that they do this. You know, they could have sent us back to the old forest, like manually. We could have met her over there or something. I really appreciate that they let you travel for a quest like this. Alright. So we're going to be required to both use...
A terrible and vicious wolf called Yellowfang stalks through the old forest, often ambushing travelers upon the Great East Road. The accomplished huntress Geetha Laney is resolved to ridding the forest of this savage threat.
You know, with Laney's...
How can I be of service?
With Laney's direction, you would think that we need to go this way. I don't know that for sure. It says defeat Yellowfang. We have to lure her out of hiding, apparently. Which I think probably means take out all the smaller wolves. But then I think we may have to track her using our tracking ability from the way that the quest text read. Alright, let's go ahead and do our tracking here. Alright, we'll track the one that's quote, very distant. Perhaps through here? Yeah, it looks like it. So we're back at Laney. One nice thing about being over level is that you feel very powerful. Now that is just as much a based on the occasion of us being early in the game still. There's nothing to track near here, so you'll see the difficulty certainly increase as we move forward. I can easily get lost in a place, so this could be a challenging task for us. I'm interested if they're going to give us any sort of indication. Oh, there's Yellowfang. We even one-shot Yellowfang. Alright. And you are able to mount in here. I figured they might keep you from doing so, but in this instance we are able to mount up.
How can I be of service?
So she's impressed. Gonna take us back to Aldso's camp, I hope.
Greetings.
So we got a new title, Swift Arrow. Okay. Let us go ahead and put the ugly hat on. Helm, I guess. Tiryllia, Swift Arrow. It's not a bad title for a hunter. Okay. And from here, all of the quests will now be sending us into Bree. We have made it. It appeared as though the Bree stables come automatically unlocked for you. We will double check.
can I do for you?
So it acted like it was not. Maybe it was South Bree? I know from Michael Delving it was allowing us to...
Stay and hear me out.
Mayor wishes to speak to us. So yet another quest in Bree. So we'll go check in with... Oh, what's this one?
Stay and have some tea.
She wants to deliver a letter to Kandak. Kandak Brightwood. The Forsaken Inn. That's well up in the Lonelands, so that's something we will not be doing for quite a while, as the quest is orange. Let's see. Yeah, you can see it way over here to the east, Lonelands. What is interesting is when you say track nearby quests, that's staying on the list, even though we know that it's a long way away. So we maybe should untrack that for now. I don't know. It's weird that that one is showing as so close. Alright, we're going to change our bind point here to Bree, specifically here at the Prancing Pony. And let's go see Butterbur. So we're going to jump right into the epic quest line here. Prologue, the one called Strider. I believe this is finishing the prologue. It looks like a forward is next.
There is so much to do.
Boy, the armor is great. And it may be worth losing that one agility to put on something with almost 70, 60 something more armor. So he's telling us which room Strider is in. He's warning us that he would not mess with Strider.
So much to do.
And it does have fate on it, which we just saw is critical, increased crit chance for us, so, or critical rating, I guess. So we'll go ahead and wear it. We'll see what our awful outlook without cosmetics, that's what we would look like. This is the forward, so it's continuing the epic quest line, but we've now moved out of the prologue into the forward. He's one of them rangers, he is. Basically, it's the exact same quest text that we just read at the end of the prologue.
One thing drives out another.
Alright. Brandy Hall is atop a high hill in the center of Buckland on the east side of the Brandywine River. Follow the road west from Bree until you see the Brandywine Bridge, then turn south into Buckland. Why can I not think where Buckland is? Alright, it's not Trestle Bridge. I was trying to remember that place up there. Brandy Hall is atop a hill in the center of Buckland on the east side of the Brandywine River. Is it down? Alright, let's accept the quest so I can see where it is. Oh, Buckland is that sort of end of the Shire there. Well, we know that we will be going by there, so we can at least turn that part of the quest in, although I don't think we'll continue it. It's already a low-level quest for us, and we're just not going to start. I don't think we're going to do quests out in Buckland. Okay, let's see. I think Strider is through here. There he is. So one thing I wish is that
your tidings are grim.
I wish we could take away the UI temporarily, but leave up the quest text. I think that would be cool. Skulker escape. We can assume he'll want vengeance. So he is also concerned about Skorgrim and the Doorhands.
There was little time to waste.
So we have now finished the forward. So we finished the prologue, and then the forward is actually the forward to Book 1, Chapter 1, which is just a one quest, or a one sort of conversation thing there. So this is... Skorgrim was a big part of our introduction and prologue. If we had gone with the race of man and hobbit, Amdir would have been more a part of that storyline. But now we're jumping into where those stories are meeting in Book 1, Chapter 1, and so we're going to be introduced to Amdir. For some races and experiences, Amdir's already very known quantity. The path we have chosen as an elf, it's something we'll be learning about now. So because of the Doorhands' involvement, Strider sees the hand of the Captain of the Nine in all of these affairs. In the west, in the Shire, and in Bree, we must unravel the thread. To the east of Bree, there's a black-wooled camp, which my men have been watching closely. A shadow has recently spread across the camp. I believe it is here that Amdir has gone, and this dwarf lord as well. So again, according to which race you play, you either know more about the dwarf lord Skorgrim, or you know about the ranger who was turned Amdir. We must end Amdir's life, if he can still be called living. We will wait for nightfall and then make our move against the Blackwold. Speak with me again when you're ready to depart. Let's see if we're going to get anything that is actually good for us. It looks like we're not. So if you see these on many of the quests, they've gone back from, obviously, at sort of this point in the game forward. And actually, I think if you play in the race of man, because this is where the Bjornings get started, in the man starting area, you'll see them there too. But anytime you see freshly worked armor, and it's going to be medium armor, it's might based, which it describes in the tooltip, and that's because it was added specifically for the Bjorning class. Alright, so he wants us to go do this. Let me take a quick bio break, and then we'll go ahead and, since we're here with Strider, we'll go ahead and go help them try to end Amdir's life.
Are you ready to leave?
Okay. Feels like there's a lot of these early on, and I guess...
Strider and the Rangers pursue their fallen brother Amdir to the Blackwold's camp. but not all is as it seems.
You know, it feels a little less natural, maybe, than I think it feels for hobbits and the race of man, because their starting area is so much more focused on Amdir. For us, coming from the elf and dwarf starting path track, it's kind of like, whoa, what's all the focus on Amdir suddenly?
There is evil afoot.
I doubt not that Amdir is here, but there's greater evil as well. Okay. So we will go with... not with Strider, but with Torthan, who's going to take Tiryllia. Linglin, let us go. Do we talk to Torthan, or is he just ready to go?
What can I do for you?
Oh, guess we do.
Are you ready?
Alright, let's continue. Now, we made mention they're retreating. We made mention of Brigands and our deed to kill them, and how we would have plenty of opportunities. It is in fact what we're fighting here. Is Torthan waiting for something? I don't think he likes it when we get ahead of him. We are cleaning the place out.
Silently now. Darkness approaches.
Good thing he's with us, because he was able to open the gate. Alright. Skorgrim is there. A Blackfold informant is there. Sorry, Blackwold. He was actually torturing him to find us. A Barrow White. And is this perhaps the first time that fear has overwhelmed us? We also started a new deed for White Slayer. Just to collect the pages. We get wisdom for that. It's not particularly great for us, but it is what it is. The runes of Bree-land. And then, of course, there's White Slayer.
Stay a moment.
Who was that dwarf? That was Skorgrim. We know about Skorgrim. The Blackwoads were in terror of that creature, is certain, but I still sense something greater in these runes. And where's Amdir? Perhaps behind this gate. Do not lose your nerve. We can put our faster running on. Don't know if it impacts the NPCs. I suspect it does not. Wow. More dread. Take on the robes of Kargul, the forsworn Amdir. So we see how many? 5 Nazgul, is that right? Now is not the time for such a fight. It's a good thing. I don't think we were prepared for that kind of fight. Whoa, 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 whoa. So Strider went after... Ooh, Amdir makes some crazy sounds. What would be nice is if we can wait to loot all of the pending loot until we can get by someone to sell our other stuff.
It's a sorry day.
I will lead you back to Strider. I will return to my camp.
It's a...
The Nazgul have crossed the Eisen and are heading for the Shire. The hobbits must be quick-footed enough to escape the wrath of the Nine. And we can only hope that Frodo slips through the traps of the enemy.
What's up, Anti-Pharaoh? How are you today? Well, unfortunately, I'm not up early. I'm up late. You know, I work third shift for my job. Just got back from a call and decided to settle into a little Lotro for a couple hours to find out if I'm going to get called out again. So, or at least another probably hour or so.
Alas for Underhill.
Although you have, so I've been doing this character. I don't know if I think you've seen me play her before. Maybe that first night when you started playing Lotro. Tiryllia, so we've made a little more progression with her, and I also was inspired kind of what you're doing. I've been a little more focused on finishing deeds and getting the virtues as we go on this character, which has been fun. We've been very chill, completing stuff, but also paying attention to the story a good bit, so I've enjoyed it. So it grieves Strider that we were unable to turn Amdir. He was his friend and kinsman. And none of these were actually good for us, so we'll see what sells for the most. It's like the medium. You have another task for you.
I have a task for you.
Talk to Constable Underhill. And of course, if you come from, if you're a man or even a hobbit, you've likely, well, a man at least, you've already met Constable Underhill. Coming from Ered Luin as an elf, we have not met him yet. Travel to Combe and speak to Constable there, my Underhill.
What road did you take, Frodo? The ringwraiths ride openly in the Shire, but there are places which are even more terrible and dangerous. If you choose the path I fear, search for the light in the darkness.
Tom Bombadil. So, that is sort of the first significant amount of information we've gotten that kind of tells us about the Fellowship of the Ring, or some hints of it at least.
Greetings.
Other than, I guess, that early quest that they added to the game where you sleep in your bedroll and go talk to Lady Galadriel. Yeah, it can be a struggle. I was told it was worth it, though, because when you max level, you're ahead of people who did not. Yeah, and I think actually playing that way kind of fits with the strengths of this MMO. This just really isn't an MMO that's meant for someone to just run through, race through, and then try to mid-max it in level. It's really meant for you to kind of enjoy the story and enjoy the stories of the each area as well. And while you're doing that, you might as well finish some of the deeds and all that. So for now, at least I've decided to do it. Isn't this a cool looking bow? We've had it for a while, so I'm afraid I'll be replacing it soon. I may use it as a cosmetic though, unless we get another cool bow, but I just love the way how kind of crazy it looks. It's unusual for a low level bow to look that cool in my experience. Alright, so Strider sent us straight to Constable Underhill, so they're really keeping you focused here for a little while on the epic quest line, then they'll kind of let go of you again. Investigate the Skunk Woods old hideout.
Might I have a word with you?
Ooh, this may be where we first meet Sarah Oakhart. The Black Wolves aren't hiding in that cave of theirs. Will you travel to Skunkle's old hideout? If they're gathering there, I'll need help driving them out. When you're ready, come back and we'll go together to the old hideout. I don't remember if this is where we actually meet her or if this is the introduction to that area and then we go back later. So we'll be taking the Constable's hammer because of how much more DPS it does than what we have. However, we so seldomly use our melee weapons, it's not that big of a deal.
Hello there.
Alright, let's travel Constable Underhill. Yeah, I think this is just where we go kill some neat breakers or whatever they're called.
Defeat shattered the back of the Black Walls, but pieces of the mystery remain unsolved.
Goodness.
Poor Constable Underhill is not prepared for what's in front of us, but we're here to protect him. Get another Fury Silver Hobbit present here. Some more copper scraps. Yeah, so this does count towards the Neeker Slayer deed, which we'll get in the swamp area a little later. Again, hopefully we'll be able to make it through this without any of our loot expiring. We still have 50 minutes, so we should be fine. We need to keep our focus up. In between fights, we need to make sure we get our focus up. Coming here may not have been such a good idea. Let's press on. Let's do. Little melee action. Little melee action for our hunter. Yeah. We can dispatch them much quicker by just using our abilities. This is nasty business, this is. Let's press on. I hope that was the last of them. Fool, you should choose your friends more carefully. That's Skorgrim. Talking to the Blackwold leader. Amdir was just the beginning. This is your last chance. Swear fealty to Angmar once more. Never, he says. Then die. So Skorgrim is obviously tied to Angmar. My lord, intruders. What? Deal with them. Oh dear. Alright, check on that poor man, he said.
Can't you leave me to my misery?
First it was that Eogan saying that if we pledged to Angmar, we'd be made rich. Angmar didn't like us leaving them. Alright, unfortunately he's gone. So now we go talk to Underhill. So Skorgrim escaped. It's probably best that Skorgrim did escape. I do not think Constable Underhill would have been much help if we'd caught up with him. Okay, sending us back to report to
The
Strider.
rangers which once guarded the borders of the Shire have been scattered or slain. Frodo has left the Shire, but great perils await him in Bree. I am too late. Someone must find him before the Nazgûl.
So they're kind of showing you what's happening, I guess, to the Fellowship. I don't know if it's meant to be chronologically at the same time as what's happening to you. That's the way you would kind of maybe read it, but again, there hasn't been any direct explanation. I don't think too direct an explanation necessarily comes till much later. Alright, we're going to take the hammer.
Please, stay a moment.
And we'll put it there, I believe. Yes. Alright. He's going to send us back to talk to Strider. So just like Strider sent us here, I assume he will send us right back. which is nice. All right, so we go right back to the beginning of the Prancing Pony, and this may be where, while we were gone, Strider took off. So here's an opportunity. Remember, we were waiting on getting all of that loot, which will have task items more appropriate for this area. So right now, just give me a minute, because we're going to go through, and anything that we do not need, we are going to get rid of. That actually, you see Antipharaoh, that have all this gear still owned by Mingloth. I'm just now starting to replace some of it. Which is sad for me. I had some attachment to that gear. Not because of the way it looked, only because of who made it for me. We have a birch tree, so at some point we need to go to our personal house. We'll get rid of the muffins. So we are finally getting some gold on this character. Just by selling everything. We were holding on to a lot of stuff just to turn in tasks and stuff while we were in Eredluin. Medium hides are the next level that we will need. If you glance over at our inventory, it is slowly but surely getting cleaned up a good bit. I just feel like Pharaoh, just don't go out of your way to make anything at this level. You replace gear so fast. Now woodworking stuff will keep. Of course, materials will keep. We don't want to accidentally sell our cosmetic items that we got. Sturdy keys are valuable. It is, I don't know, I kind of think it's worth keeping scholar mats. Some people, of course, will keep everything, because if you end up with an alt that does already do that crafting profession, or one in the future that does it, it's so nice to already have a lot of the materials gathered. But scholar in particular, you have to really go out of your way to collect scholar mats. Somebody's getting it on that flute, aren't they? We could go ahead and open that woodworking scroll and learn whatever it is. Heavy crossbow recipe. Oh, metalsmith. Sorry, we need to sell that one. Weaponsmith. Jeweler. Lexard, hey, how are you today? I'm doing well. We're not going to keep the rushlight candles, though. Metalsmith glove recipe. So there we go. Boy, we did a great job of cleaning up our inventory. I feel good about that. Now we start cluttering it up again. Is this woodworking? No. Okay, so we were supposed to come back to talk to Strider. Now, I think this may be when Strider is gone. Maybe not, but maybe. Nope. I dare not tarry here for long. I'm glad you're good, Lexard. How much gold should I have? I am level 33 and now looking at 130 gold. Good gravy. How do you have 130 gold? Have you been selling things on the auction house? You know, in this game, you don't really need gold per se for anything in particular. And when you get to later levels, it does require some money with the legendary item system. However, 130 gold is amazing. I don't think I have 130 gold on my level 110 character. I don't remember for sure what I have. I've got a lot, but I don't know if it's 130 gold. Pharaoh, that's a brilliant amount of money. You can buy tomes and deed reductions with gold, though. Is that right? I don't know if I know about that. Tombs and deed reduction. Where do you purchase that? Who sells deed reduction through gold? I'll have to keep my eye open for that. Much has happened since you left. While you were away, the Nazgul with Amdir attacked the prancing pony. They were in search of the travelers I had been awaiting. Again, the first people buy them with Lotro points and then auction them. Holy cow. That is awesome. I'll have to look into that because that deed reduction, as you get higher level, Slayer deed reduction can be really helpful. He has need of our help again. So we're already on book 4 now. Sorry, we completed book 4. We're already on book 5. Okay, so I mentioned we'd be heading back out to Buckland. This is where it is. He's sending us to Lingland. He's watching over a particular hobbit in Buckland, but it seems that Mr. Underhill, who is actually Frodo, has already left, taken a different path. Still, Lingland may know of the whereabouts of the remaining Nazgul. So he's telling us where his camp is and wants us to go without delay. The only delay we're going to have here is we are going to go check out the, if I can find my way out of here. Check out the, as I mentioned, we got so many quests to come to Bree. We're going to go sort of turn those in. I think it's going to involve touring Bree and doing this and that while we're here. Next time I'm at the auction house, I guess I'll go see if I can find those, because that's really intriguing to me. And apparently, based on your experience, I should be selling things on the auction house. I usually just vendor them, but if it's worth that much, we should just sell them. Alright, let's not track the introduction just yet. Let's track all these other things. Alright, the first place we're going... Where is Gondom to Breetown? Oh, I see. It's the same place where... Alright, Trouble in Buckland. I didn't mean to book one. What? We're tracking the wrong quest here. Not that. Pressing Manor and Destination Bree, right? Not in Buckland. Destination Bree. There we go. Now we should have the Bree ones. I just looked it up. 5 90-minute Slayer deeds are 100 gold. 5 90-minute. Those are long. So what I'm wondering is there a level requirement? Do Slayer deeds have any sort of level? I guess I could look in my inventory on the ones that I have. So this is a 30-minute Slayer deed, but this one's bound to account, so I can't sell this. Not that I'd want to. And it's accelerated 2 times. All it says is minimum level 5. So it looks like you can use it at any point. So we are going to, at some point, probably while we're in Bree, we're going to go buy the our vault again. Alright, this is the housing broker, Homesteads of
Will you give me a moment
Gondor.
of your time, friend?
It does give us another item to put in our house. Do we want to do this? I don't think I want to do it right this second, but we do have a buying point here, so we could get back pretty quickly after doing it. But let's kind of do this other stuff right now. All right, Destination Bree-land.
You?
So, okay, that was as simple as turning that in. Meeting the mayor, Gondom and to Bree-town both take us to the mayor. It looks like the taxidermist is over there to the west, and a pressing matter is down at the campfire, where kind of a hunter hangout, perhaps. All right. So I think this is the town hall here. Yeah. Let's see what this quest is. There's quests inside that building, but let's see what this is.
Could I speak with you a moment?
Okay, kind of similar to the other housing quest we did. That is, all right, see you, Lexard. Thanks for stopping by. It's always good to see you. That is another sort of housing area quest line. Which I don't know, if we went and did that, it may give us another housing item to place in our house. There's the Cleric of Kinships, one of the locations where you can start a kin if you're looking to start one. The Notary. When we reach 15, we can get surnames. Same restriction applies I did with your primary name. No profanity or gibberish is permitted out of a surname. And I think that is account-wide. You know, I'll have to look into that, but I think that's a way to sort of role-play the connections between your characters, if I'm not mistaken. Here's the mayor. Gondom and Bree-town.
What do you need?
From the Blue Mountain, you say? That must have been quite an adventure. Welcome to Bree. And meeting the mayor.
Greetings.
Okay, and now he wants us to take
Stay
a
a
tour.
moment.
And this does give us reps, so we'll do that. He's going to send us to different areas. Bree-town to
Stay a
Trestle
moment.
Bridge. Now, this might be interesting. I very rarely go to Trestle Bridge, and when I have gone to Trestle Bridge, it is only because I think part of the epic quest line sends you there later. But I don't choose to go. I always go Lone Lands. I think if you go Trestle Bridge, not that you wouldn't go to Lone Lands at all, but it's kind of an alternative way to do some of those lower levels that you would also potentially do in the Lone Lands. So I'm going to accept the quest in case we decide to do that. Am I thinking of the right place? The North Downs, right? Yep, there it is. Bree-town to Trestle Bridge. Okay. All right, so we'll see. We may take that path just because I haven't done it before. So usually when I get there, all the quests are grayed out for me in Trestle Bridge. So we'll see. All right, I think we have all the quests selected. That again are still places that we need to go in Bree. So it looks like someone up here. This may be the tour. Yeah, it's taking us to the crafting hall, which for many players, me included, you've spent a lot of time in this hall if you've done crafting, especially when the game was a little older. Now there's a lot of arguably even more convenient crafting halls, but
What you need?
okay, just tell us all about the crafting hall. Now we're to go near the boar fountain. There's Second Watcher.
What do you need?
Talk to Layla inside of Layla's market. They must have changed this quest, if I'm not mistaken, because Layla's market was not always here. So I don't think. I'm pretty sure it was added much later. One thing I like to do in Layla's market is to get, and I may not do it on this character. Here's a tour of Bree.
Hello.
Talk to Barlam and Butterbar at the Prancing Pony Inn. We know just where that is. But if you go to Layla and barter items, for 3 mithril coins, you can get returned to Layla's market, which gives you another travel skill to get you here to Bree. So it can be very convenient. And the other thing she sells, obviously, is a lot of different colored dyes. Now, as a hunter, I don't know that I will need it, but it's only 3 mithril coins. I think we will get it. I think we will go ahead and get that. All right, it went down here. All of our travel locations for now are going over on the far right-hand side. So we'll go ahead and get that. I wasn't going to, but I guess I will.
What can I do for you?
Mithril Trader. See what? I think that is a very cool looking dress. And it is one that you can change colors. I love that you can go ahead and see how it's going to look. I love Evandem blue. What I want to get, and I haven't figured out this yet, I'm sure it's not too difficult, but there is some plugins, is what they call add-ons in Lotro. Of course, here's where they're trying to sell you whole cosmetic items. This one's not bad for a hunter's item. Figment of Dwardian Set. It's pretty cool looking. There is a plugin that apparently makes a huge difference in making the dressing room much more dynamic, larger, so that you can really see the detail if you get into cosmetic items. Supposedly it's just a must. So, all right, we want to open our vault
What
here.
do you need?
And we also want to open up shared storage, which is hopefully not at capacity. It's close, but it's not quite there. One thing we got as a Hobbit present was, let's see if I can find it. This, a universal toolkit. We already have a universal toolkit on this character. They're account bound. So the one that we're not using, we're going to go ahead and put there. Now, the other question is, what else do we want to put in our chests here? We're not going to keep fireworks. But we will keep the shield. We could put chest 4, we could rename to housing items, because realistically it may not be that soon that we go to our house, so it's worth putting those in there. I don't know that there's anything else we want to put in here though. I think we're good after that. I think we're good. We've done enough inventory management. We're going to the Prancing Pony, so I think it's actually probably faster to go out this way. Back the way we came from. So Pharaoh, are you also selling like task items on the auction house? Like, in other words, the ones you're not using to turn in for task quests, are you selling like these crooked claws and that kind of stuff? I imagine that people will buy those sometimes because they don't want to go back and gather them themselves to get the rep, so they might purchase them. I just don't know how well they sign. I vendor those or get rep from them. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I wouldn't think that they might not be worth selling those. Okay, so it's a little awkward that we've already met him in a previous conversation, but coming back to him. I sold the Rep Barrow stuff though once I was kindred. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, and for the tour, where are we going next? Lily Sandreaver at her home. That's a weird stop, isn't it? I wonder why Lily Sandreaver is on the tour. I have no memory of her being a part of this. So up here there's farmland.
Hello there.
So she basically handles all of the goods, historical heirlooms. Alright, now we're supposed to go to the west gate, which is where we came in at. There's another vault. Or is that... No, that's just the back entrance to the main vault, maybe? I guess.
Why are you bothering me?
He had a bad attitude.
This is intolerable.
So we're to go into the vault, which is in here. I wonder if Harry Goatleaf, I wonder if he comes back up. I mean, that seemed like that was like foreshadowing. I have to remember Harry Goatleaf to see if that ends up being something down the road.
What can I do for you?
Supposed to go out to the taxidermist next. Can we go out this way? Yeah, I think so. Oh, here's the auction house. So let's just... No, this is the vault. Here's the auction house.
Greetings, friend.
Like, let's look and see... If you drag it into the search window, you can actually search for it. So 39 is selling for... Dang, that's overpriced. 24 is selling for 20 silver. That's about twice what you can vendor it for. I don't know if that's worth it. I'm guessing some of those mats sell better than others. Alright, the taxidermist is just south of here. And we needed to talk to the taxidermist for another quest as well, so this will be good. What is this guy doing? Thomas Thistlewool.
Might I take a moment of your time?
Okay, talk to Tad down
Could
the
I
south
speak
gate.
with you a moment?
And off the Forlorn. Oh, sending us to the inn again. All right. There's the taxidermist's hut.
Hello there. How can I be of service?
We got a large bearskin rug. Now, if you look at
How may
these
I help
guys,
you today?
I think you get stuff that you can put in your house. So it must be kind of like rare drops or drops you get off certain things. You bring to the taxidermist, and they can turn it into something you could put in your house. It's really cool. I love this sort of system they have.
Are you looking for something, friend?
It's a doormat. That is hilarious. Some of this stuff is really cool. I could really get into the housing system. I never have let myself go there too much. This time around, I am more so than any other time, as I've started to like throw some decorations down, but I could really get into it. I've thought about splurging at some point on the Gondaman houses, although when I visited there, other than being like really big and like, I didn't love, although I think you can, so I hate the, like, it looks like a painted ceiling inside the house. Cannot stand it. But I think that there's a way you can actually change the paint color and maybe even what the ceiling top looks like. And if that's the case, I would be more interested. So apparently somebody in my kin has some things for me they want to give me before I leave Bree. This is continuing the tour.
Friend.
All right, now we're to go to Beggar's Alley. As they really send you all over Bree in this tour. Okay, so down there. We do eventually need to work our way to the Hunter Quest, which is down there in the corner. Ooh, where do we get down? That's so funny. I did not remember your name, even though I'd just seen it on that other gear that you made for me. Alright, so what level is this stuff? 25. Yeah, I'll be there in no time. Alright, let's take it and put it in our vault. We'll have to go down to the other one anyway, so we'll do that. Thank you, Pharaoh. Anti-Pharaoh, I really appreciate it. Okay, so we're supposed to go to Beggar's Alley. So thanks to the generosity of a kinmate and friend, and also someone in chat, Anti-Pharaoh, we have some nice gear for when we hit 25. Oh, actually, some of it's minimum level 22. Oh, it's all minimum level 22. Goodness. Oh, yeah, we'll be there in no time. Is it agility stuff? Oh, yeah. It is awesome. Let's see what it looks like. Let's see if the gear looks any better by that level. the crafted gear. It's not bad. It's not as bad as the last stuff, is it? Especially if we put like, what if we made it all navy? Ooh, some of it you can't do navy. What was the one that wouldn't go navy? Oh yeah, it will. See, that looks cooler, I guess. The brown is awkward. I don't know. The helm is death. I have not found a good helm in this game. Let's see. I was trying to remember. Wait, that's my... Oh, that's that one. I got you. That's not good. Why is that helm showing? Oh, because I don't have a cosmetic helm equipped in those. Yeah, helms are hard to come by. There are some good ones, but there's not that many. There's not that many. Some of it does depend on class and that kind of stuff, but early level helms in particular are terrible. Alright, here's a campfire. Oh, you can cook at the campfire, huh? I kind of forgot that. Alright, here's Beggar's Alley as we ride our fancy looking horse down to Beggar's Alley.
How can I be of service?
Sending us to the Bree jail. We go from Beggar's Alley to Bree jail. Oh, I forgot you were playing a minstrel. Are you liking the minstrel? Which instrument are you playing? Have you experimented with the different instruments and whatnot? Oh, that's right, because you wanted to be able to heal at in groups, huh? Alright, let's go visit the Bree jail. You're playing the flute at the moment. And different instruments have different effects. I don't remember kind of how it all goes, but I do remember that's the case. All right, talk to an auctioneer. Okay. I want to say for DPS, there was like 2 that were kind of ideal. I feel like drums might have been one of them, but I'm not sure. Now for healing, it's probably completely different. I don't know. All right, let's talk to Bess Thornbush about the auction house.
What can I do for you?
The hunting lodge. And that is where we need to go. Hunting trainer.
Oh, good day. A lovely day, isn't it?
So a little higher level, I guess we can put, we've got to be 20 to use the oils and such.
Hello there.
We've got to be 30 to get the guide to Evendom. I think there's other ways you can get these. You don't have to use mithril coins. That's actually really expensive to use mithril coins.
Hello there.
And we no longer have to train skills. That is a thing of the past.
Greetings.
Talk to the mayor. So it looks like we're done with the tour. Tad's request. Barrow treasure.
Would you do something for me?
Collect barrow treasures.
Stay a moment.
Small fellowship. Defeat Brigel, Figor, or Fingerdeer in Hald Earkith. I think we can do these solo especially if we're
Could
not
I speak
under
with you a
leveled.
moment?
Collect grave moss. You just saved me so much time. I did not know I could drag the item name to search in the auction house. Good. Yeah, there's lots of little like tricks and stuff like that that they don't explain.
Might I take a moment of your time?
We're going to take all of these. These are repeatable rep quests.
Would you do something
So
for
that
me?
when we do go to the barrow, we'll already
Stay a
have
moment.
them. On some characters I've played, I've not actually picked them up until I had already gone into barrow one time. So this will save us some time. We definitely don't want to be tracking them right now. Tour of Bree. And then the epic. We just hit 18 by crafting or by gathering on our way into town. And then just by doing the tour and the few quests in here that we've done, which have felt like nothing, we've almost gotten another level. We're about to hit 19 now. It does take time, but if you've never been in Bree before, it's worth doing the tour of Bree to kind of get an idea of where everything's located. The other nice thing is it does give you a little chunk of rep with the Bree people.
What can I do for you?
The men of Bree. A note on using the auction house. Oh, look at this. If you read the note, so they try to tell you some things. To more easily run a search on an item you already have in your inventory, click and drag that item to the item name search field in the auction tab, which will auto-fill in with the name of that item, and hitting search will search for more of that item if there are any available. Okay.
Might I take a moment of your time?
Trouble with the Southerners. Okay, again, we're going to out-level all of these quests. So the Southerners part, going and doing those quests is actually lower level than, but we can probably go, let's see. We could probably go out and talk to the ranger up here, because I think that then sends you back. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I think as long as we are not under level, we'll be able to do all of the small fellowship stuff in the Barrow Downs. And if that means going down and doing the Southerners quest line, it might be worth doing that.
What can I do for you?
So Adso's camp is not quick travel. However, what quest is that? Oh, that is the trouble with the Southerners quest line. Outside of Breetown. Maybe we should go do that. But what I was going to
How
say
can
is
I be
we
of
could
service?
go to Buckland's, not even swift travel. Man. Later in the game, you can swift travel so much to get around, in a lot of cases at least. But right now it seems like they do not want you swift traveling. And with having a gathering profession, if taking the regular horse is not really faster than just riding there yourself, it kind of feels like a waste to do that. You're spending silver, and then you're also not gathering the stuff you need anyway. Alright, well, let's go ahead and...
How can I be of service?
Tenderlark sent you. With your help, we'll have these brigands driven back into the South Downs in no time.
Would you do something for me?
There's level 19. Find evidence of the brigands' loyalty. This is a level 14 quest. Wow. So we need to figure out whose loyalty do the brigands have.
Beard, won't you give me even a moment?
Talk to the Smiths of Bree. We just got the quest to go to the Lone Lands, and we haven't even started questing out in Bree yet. That's what happens when you do all the quests in the area. You get so far ahead. I'm going to really be at a quandary on what I'm going to do. Alright, the Smiths of Bree are right up there. Oh, we do have to go into the city to do it as well. Thankfully, it's right there, though. Alright, let's go up here first. What are we going to do? We're just going to be out leveling everything. Welcome, Beldair. Not sure that I've seen you before, but I hope you're doing well. Do you play Lord of the Rings Online? Alright. I don't think there's a Slayer deed for the bears. We do have to kill them at some point for something, though. Alright, we're trying to find this
Greetings.
stolen sword. He took it. This guy admits it. He took it. Ooh.
Might I take a moment of your time?
You're playing it right now on Crick Hollow and Brandy. Awesome. Yeah, I play on Brandywine myself. All of my tunes are on Brandywine. Convince him to return Lofar's sword and leave my family alone. Okay, we'll see. We will see. So the epic quest line is level 15 quest, so slightly lower by 1 than some of these solo quests we've taken to do out here. Crick Hollow has my level 32 burning. I run solo, currently playing at level 7 Elven Warden on Brandy. So it sounds like you're fairly new to the game, if I'm understanding that correctly. I hope you're enjoying your time in Middle-earth. Poor Nate. Alright. Looks like Nate will not be bothering his family. Saw someone in a Discord channel that was hosting you. Are you... But you're not in our kin. Because I think it's my kin's Discord channel that hosts me. But that's cool. Thank you for coming. I'm glad that worked out. Maybe you were just running some stuff with someone in there or something. Or if you are in my kin, I apologize that I didn't know that. Alright. Alright, so take it to Lofar and see if he'll make another blade to replace the one. And while we're here, let's go ahead and see if we can figure out Sharky's men. So I think in the lore within the game, and this may actually be supported either directly or overtly or at least loosely, I think Sharky's men are actually tied to Saruman. We found a strange medallion already. So you're not in a kin yet. Waiting for another streamer to get an invite to her kin. And that is on Brandywine. Well, that's good. There's a lot of good kins in this game. in large part because there's just a lot of good community members in this game. If for some reason it does not work out on Brandywine for the other kin you're looking for, I highly recommend the kin I'm in. But I say that with full recognition that the kin that I'm a part of is not the only great kin to be found on Brandywine. There are many and many. But it is nice being in a really active kin that plans events and enjoys doing things together.
What's the meaning of this?
Okay. This blade is for Chief Watcher Grimbriar. It's cool because Lofar has a soft spot for him because he says he lost his father to Brigands a few years ago. He wouldn't wish anyone on that, so that's kind of cool.
And hear my
Alright, forging a new blade. Okay. So we are going to work on forging a new blade to try to keep the peace there. Since when are the outlaws be able to afford such things as medallions? Who is this Sharky fellow anyway?
Would you do something for me?
I doubt the streamer's kin will be active when I am on. Yeah, if this is the time of day that you're typically playing, then it will be hard to find a kin that is too active. Like, for example, unless it's just a really, really large one, I guess. But so right now, there are 5 people on and playing in Gondor's Chosen Heroes, the kin that I'm a part of, where if it's more normal, typical hours, there's quite a few more than that typically. Okay, meet Grimbriar's spy. Now what's cool is there's Saradan's bow here. Unfortunately, it's not any better. Well, it's debatable. It doesn't have the vitality, but it does say it slightly reduces range skill. So even though I'm not going to like the look of the bow as much as the one I'm currently using, because the game now allows you to do cosmetics even in your weapon spots, if I decide to use it, I can. Alright, so he wants us to go meet Grimbriar's spy, which is the one right over here, I believe. We also need to go take the blade parts back up to the smith to see if they will work on making a new one. Belder said, most days is the time I'm on. On my days off, I'm on earlier in the day. Okay, well, that sounds good. I personally end up playing solo a lot of the time, but it is nice just having folks around that you can ask for help from and offer to help others as well. So I do encourage the kinship. Finding a good kin adds a lot to this game. Here they come. Let's go ahead and charge up our focus. I've been followed by Sharky's men here. The spy handed you a bundle of notes. Tell Grimbriar I'm done with this business for good. Well, that's good. You need to be done with it. Okay.
How can I be of service?
So can we read the notes? All right, since Sharky's men have come up from the south, Sharky's men are gathering their forces for some important task. It may mean that they mean to take over all of Bree-land. I'm sure that Sharky is not yet in Bree-land, but maybe he will come soon. Sharky may be a nickname for Sourman, or Sharky may work for Sourman. I can't remember how it goes. Can't even decide on a vocation. What class are you, Belder? Wait, you already told me. You're an elven warden. So, this is my own personal bent on vocations. And Belder says, I remember who Sharky is. There's not a wrong answer on what vocation you take. However, when you get to the point in the game where you're using legendary items, to me, it is most exciting to be able to make whatever main weapon you're using, to be able to make those legendary weapons. So for a warden, you're using spears, javelins. So I think if it was me, I would be tempted on a warden to use the woodworking profession, actually the same profession that I have on my hunter, which would be, the profession is called woodsman, and it includes both woodworker and forester. Now again, that's just my bent. And then if you have alts, you don't want to duplicate the same professions, because if you do play a hunter, you already have woodsman, so you can make the bows for your hunter if you needed to from your warden, as long as it's on the same server. So that's kind of how I approach it. But again, that's just my bent. There's other reasons why you might want to do different professions. I know on my lore master at one time, I really just wanted to do scholar and farming, which kind of fits into the same vocation, has both of those. Because to me, just as a lore master, it's like, it just seems like it's cool going to be hanging out on my farm and smoking pipe weed. So anyway, lots of different justifications and reasons why you might approach professions, but that's kind of how I tend to approach them in terms of the legendary items, for what it's worth. This is dire news. You have read the books over 100 times. That's amazing, Belder. I think, read the actual Lord of the Rings books maybe 3 times, maybe 4. The Hobbit a couple times less than that. And I've recently gotten some of the other books, but have yet to read any of them other than when I was younger. I think I read some portions of the Silmarillion. Alright, so there's nothing that we would rather have other than the bow, so we will take the bow.
Stay a moment.
Collect the notes and return them to Chief Watcher Grimbriar. So we have information on where the captain is. The captain who led the raid on Dogwood's farm. So we're going to try to get them. I've only read The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Gotcha. Okay, so we are going to use this. Slightly reduced range skill induction time seems pretty powerful. However, we're now going to go to our cosmetic outfit. And this bow... What? Oh, sorry, wrong one. There we go. So now when we're in our cosmetic outfits, we will see the cooler looking bow, even though we're using the newer one. I am comfortable, Belder, with you revealing who Sharky is. But if you choose not to, I totally understand. I'm wondering if it is made clear in the game. I'm sure it is, but I don't think it's for quite a while. But I've known that before, and I've just forgotten it. So I am comfortable with you spoiling that for me if you so choose. I thought it was Saruman, but that may be incorrect. Okay, so now the only question is, how much do I like the look of this bow? If I really want to keep it, I need to add it to my cosmetics tab. If not, it will, or put it in my vault. So we'll see. Were we supposed to go? Yeah, let's go talk to the smiths up here before we go. What was this quest called? Rogue's Gallery? collect the notes and return them to Chief Watcher Grimbriar. So this is where we're supposed to go find the captain who is responsible for the raid. But first we are going to go take care of it. Sharky is the ruffian's name for... ZR particular Istari. Oh, for a particular Istari? Is that what we're saying? Sorry. I may not be understanding.
What can I do for you?
So to do the blade that we have agreed to
Oh, this is intolerable.
do, we have to collect some things. I feel like the other things are over here. Is it from boars or bears? I feel like it's bears, right? What was it? Oh no, it is boar hides. Oh, Istari equals wizard. Okay. So it sounds like maybe I am on the right track on who I thought it was. We have gotten one boar hide. I remember the trinkets are like down here, down the hill, and there's tons of boars down here too, so we can get both at the same time. Burning up. That's funny. All right. Must face target. Let's see what's in this backpack. We have still one hide. Are these even the right targets? Yeah. Are they like going into our... No? Wow. Is this maybe the first low drop rate? Did I not get the backpack? I don't remember. We got two now. I definitely want that and that. Weaponsmith? Nah. There we go. Alright, we got the items he was looking for. If you didn't know, F12 takes your UI away so that you can just ride around Middle Earth, enjoy this beautiful world that we get to play in, fashioned after Tolkien's great works. I like to do that every once in a while. The only downside is it does take your mini-map away, so if you have a gathering profession, you no longer see where your things are that you're looking for.
How can I be of service?
Ooh, this is a good upgrade for us.
Can I spit with you a moment?
I'm so thankful there's cosmetics in this game. Talk to Lofar Ironband. Supposed to save someone. So it's only level 15, but it's calling for a small fellowship. I'm guessing we can handle it though. How great would it be if this is like an agility weapon? It's not. So none of this is necessarily good for us. We might use the vitality earring. 5 versus 2 agility. I don't know. We'll see. So a blade for life is taking us where? Right south of here. But we also need to go talk to that captain. So let's do that. We are going to stream for about 30 more minutes, and by then, unless I get called out for work before then, but by then it will be close enough to the end of my shift that I will try to go get some sleep. I love cosmetics. My Bjorning looks like he is wearing fur. That's awesome. Yeah, cosmetics in this game are awesome. Awesome stuff. Captain is past the field, it looks like. We got to get Brigands for the Slayer deed anyway, so... And we just completed the first level of the Slayer deed, which is nice. I think it's actually right over here. Yeah, I can see some of them over there. And we are at Dogwood's farm. Apparently this is where they raided. There's the leader. Let's take out his friends first. Tattered pack. Yeah, we'll take all of that for sure. Boom. This location is now your current campsite. The thing is, I don't know at what level we learn campsites, but I don't see any abilities to... It's letting me switch to campsites, but I don't think I have that ability yet. Unless it's like under a travel menu. I don't think so. Alright, so we got the note. We also got some Lotro points. And a new deed. Okay, so now we return the notes. And we are leveling very slowly because we're so out-leveled these quests. But I at least want to level in do quests in Bree to the point of getting the deed for number of quests you do in Bree. Okay.
Why to take a moment of your time?
Brigands, watch to the west. Those shoulders are not good for us.
Durin's beard.
Gather friends. I fear you'll face Blake. Alright, let's see where... That's a blade for life, huh? Interesting. Okay. Let's go do these. And this is kind of taking us... I don't know, we could kind of go from here over to... where the epic quest is taking us. If only jumping in PlayerUnknown Battleground was as easy as it is in Lotro. We now have 51 logs of ash. Not nearly enough, but a very good start. Okay, it's actually more up this way. Oh, that's right, it's up. It's up around. I think we can get up here this way. We've got a boar chasing us. I think we should take out the outlaws as we go. I'm curious to see what this small fellowship quest looks like. I certainly don't want to have our first death this close to 20, because I believe 20 is where you get the last title for not dying. But I'm feeling so overpowered right now that I suspect we can do we'll lay a trap down, but I suspect we can do the quest. All right, what are we doing up here? Search the Brigand Captain's tent and find Thistle. Marvell Thistleway. Let's search the Captain's tent first. The watch captain is not watching very closely what's happening to his men. We'll check the supply crate and then the chest. Yeah, we'll definitely take all that. We got the stained letter. Oh, we just got a tactical cap. That sounds like something that could be good for us. No, it's not. Whoa, 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 whoa. This is good for us, though. Nice. That was an upgrade. Alright, I think Thistleberry, whatever her name is right through here. As long as the enemies don't come more than 3 at a time, I think we'll be fine.
You startled me.
Protect her. We will protect you. They've heard us. Whoa, from that way. Okay, here comes Blake. Blake is gone. We can make our escape. Anti-Pharaoh says, haha, I was about to make it level 20, but I was lazy and jumped into a river for a shortcut. Thank you, I can make it back to Bree from here. Landed in the river, apparently water wasn't high. And that's how you did not get your Undying title. I have had many attunes that I did not get Undying on. For a lot of people it happens in the Barrow Downs, although we've done so many quests to this point, we're going to be pretty powerful by the time we get around to the Barrow Downs. It is really tempting. What time is it? Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go do the epic and then we'll come back. Then we'll come back to here. Ooh, what's this ring? Maximum morale. That could be good. Oh, we got a bow. We got so much gear in there. Let's check it out. Maximum morale. We'll take that over either one of them. It's a huge upgrade. What's the other ring we got? Non-combat morale. I mean, it's not great, but it's better than that low-level thing. And we got a new bow. It does more DPS. It does more DPS, but it doesn't slow the induction time. Beldair says of all the classes, I think the Warden has one of the harder level 15 class quests. So my main was a Warden when Wardens first came out many, many years ago. And I regret this now, but one of the times I came back to Lotro, I got so frustrated in how it had been so long since I had played my Warden, I didn't remember all the gambits and stuff. So I literally deleted that character. I think he was in his mid-80s at the time, which at that time was almost max level. So that was a mistake, but I haven't played Warden since. I don't remember the 15 class quest, though. I'll take your word for it. I think this boar might aggro on us. Let's see. Maybe not. Wardens are so powerful, so good, so dominant. Very good survivability. But for me, I get so distracted by playing alts and all that kind of thing. It's one of those where like you kind of have to play your Warden pretty consistently so that your muscle memory keeps intact all of the different gambits that you want to use and all that. But it's a really cool class. The amount of DPS you can do as a ward, especially AoE and stuff, considering you're technically a tank, is pretty amazing. So, Langlin is going to send us into Buckland. He's going to have us go check on the house that Mr. Underhill was staying at, which so it's really a cool early moment in the game to see the house that Frodo was supposed to be moving to in Buckland. Especially if you don't play a character that's Hobbit, so you didn't quest in the Shire. I mean, if you quest in the Shire, you get a lot of nostalgia from the Hobbit sites that you see there and the tie-ins to the Brigands. But if you play any other race, then you likely have not spent any time in the Shire for the most part. So it's kind of your first exposure to an important Hobbit site from the books, if you've read them. So it's pretty cool. I don't know that they really bring out the importance of that site in the movies so much. It's been a long time since I've seen the movies, but...
How can I be of service?
Nazgul 4 were in Buckland. They rode swiftly to the east. I must ask for your
Might I
help.
take a moment of your time?
Defeat the Krebane, which are these birds that are right down here. Alright, so these are thankfully very close by. And very easy to kill. In fact, when I played my champion, I remember just gathering up tons of them and then just AoEing them all down because they're so wimpy. Alright. There is no deed for killing these things, so we have killed enough. And we're going to get rid of the feathers and such.
What can I do for you?
You have slain the foul birds.
Might I take a moment of your time?
Watch over a hobbit named Brigands. That's who Aragorn spoke of. So, without knowing it, or maybe understanding what he's done, Langlin has connected for us the name Brigands to Underhill. We're a trustworthy source, but the idea was for that not to get out. So we're going to go check out to see if we can tell if the Nazgul learned anything from visiting the home in Buckland. And I don't remember if we come back. I think we come back to him before going to Strider. And I do believe this is the part of the quest where Strider is in fact not there when we go back. We'll see though. Let's track nearby quests. Is there anything? Yes. Okay, so it's this guy right out here. Trouble in Buckland.
How do you do?
Okay, we're not going to do the quest in Buckland, but we did have that one to just touch base with them, so we'll do that. We already got the stable out here, so all we need to do is go visit Brigands. So this is Fredegar Bolger.
Oh, gracious me!
Those riders came bursting into the house, but I'd already slipped out the back way. Sound of crows over there. They sure are coming close. More are coming. One is yellow and one is green. You did it. You didn't get all of them, though. Some flew off into the old forest. Hope they don't come back. Okay, talk to Lingland. So we do go back and talk to Lingland here.
Hello, friend. Could you help me with something?
There's so many quests. Imagine how... I mean, there's all these quests, which is... I mean, so many quests would gray out if you tried to do all of them in all of the areas. Bree-land is such a large area that covers so many different sort of level zones and areas. Which there are many zones in the game that are kind of like that, but... Alright, Lingland, are you feeling better?
What do you need?
The enemy will know for certain that the ring is no longer in the Shire. Finding those birds in the old files, and ask you to turn to Aragorn, seek his counsel. Talk to Strider. Alright. Okay. So we have some quests to turn in. Not that one, not that one. These here. Well, not the Trestle Bridge one. So what we want to do here is... What are we still tracking that's out of the Barrow Treasure quest? It's a reputation quest, got you. So what we're going to do here is we are going to go turn these quests in. And I don't know if we'll finish up anything it gives us. I can't remember how long those story points go. But we'll see kind of if it's easily finished. We can finish them up easily. If so, then we will go back into Bree and turn our quest into Strider if he's there. And that may be a pretty good point to break for the night. We'll see. I suspect that the next time we play, Tiryllia will be heading into the Barrow Downs, as we'll be at that point where it'll be time to go talk to old Tom. And based on what level the quests are, we'll do some amount of questing in there, certainly to get some rep up and if we're going to do Slayer deeds with the whites and all that out there, then that will be the natural time to try to do that as well. There is quite a bit you can do out there in the Barrow Downs in terms of reputation and titles and all kinds of stuff, so we'll see. Probably will somewhat depend on, to be honest, what kind of mood we're in next time we play. If you want to do all of that out in the Barrow Downs, that's definitely just one whole play session would be spent just kind of going around doing all that stuff. But it's fun. It's one of my one of the more enjoyable for me, like early zones, is doing all that in the Barrow Downs. And of course you have the instances out there as well that I don't think get run that much anymore, but I don't know if they're scalable or not.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you. Okay. Bye-bye.
Hey, thank you for the follow, Builder. I really appreciate that. Thank you. It's nice to have a new follower, a new viewer, and especially someone who is enjoying Lotro. It's cool to hang out with other like-minded folks. Turn this one in, then we'll head up the road to turn the other one in. Looks like there's a new quest available.
What can I do for you?
This was not good for us, right? That's correct, okay. Oh yeah, we'll just take these then.
Stay a moment.
Find and speak with Grimbriar's scouts. Head south beyond the Greenway crossing. So this actually sends you... Wait, what quest was that? The Vale of Andarath. Oh yeah, all the way down there. A lot of brigands down there as well.
Might I take a moment of your time?
I think this sends us down there as well. Stolen goods? No, I'm wrong. It is actually back up there. Unfortunately, that is a quest that takes us where we've already been. So we may not do that quest. We're going to cancel it for now. We already went through that camp. It would feel a little weird for us to go through that camp again. There are other ways to get a bunch of brigand kills. And that will probably be the Slayer deed we complete first in this area. Unless we get sidetracked in Barrow Downs and kill the whites all the way down. We do have a point to spend. That is exciting. I love spending trait points. It's always fun to make those decisions. So we can increase the targets of split shot. That doesn't necessarily feel necessary, but negative skill induction time is nice. Damage for skills. Yeah, that's probably where we want to go. Is that better than quick draw? Maybe. So much we're doing is just like auto shots in this blue trait line. So it's not even that we're not getting bogged down by too many induction times. Almost one player unknown yesterday. So sad. The circle was tiny, like the size of a quarter. Guy ran next to me and I killed him. The other guy got a headshot on me. Forever number 2. I only get number 2 when I'm with you, so I can't even claim forever number 2. So this is the end of this quest line. We save the family. He's very thankful. Very cool. Alright, so now we head back to Bree. Yeah, I was thinking about playing one round tonight, or this morning before going to bed, but I think I'm going to have to wait now. It's gotten late enough that I really can't. So I'm sure I'll get some player unknowns in tomorrow. But I am just loving Lotro, especially just this lore tune, kind of what I initially called her. It's more like a completionist tune in some ways, but just Oh, that's that quest. That's right. That's the one we just canceled. Just taking it nice and slow and enjoying the content has been really fun. And I don't think I'm going to worry about it tonight, but next time I log in, I ought to go ahead and do... Oh, look at all these people riding out. There's so many people. Go ahead and get crafting done a little bit. So we have 80 logs. We do 40 boards. We also have 28 medium hides, so we could at least get proficient off of those, if not a good bit into mastery, I bet. And we'll still be gathering more. I don't remember, though. I think Barrow Downs is one of those areas where maybe the first half of Barrow Downs has the proficient level, and the second half of Barrow Downs may have whatever comes after that, but mastery or whatever. Master. Is it master next, or is that fourth? Expert first and then master, I guess. So it would be good to do that. You know what we ought to do? Let's go visit a task board before we wrap it up. If we have enough of anything to turn tasks in. Oh, we've already reached our limit for the day. Never mind. We'll wait till next time we play tomorrow. Antipharaoh says, yeah, I don't know. I like Lotro, but I keep craving Player Unknown. Yeah. It's definitely too, like... You know, it's hard for me to play two MMOs at the same time. I was trying to do that with Final Fantasy XIV and Lotro, and I just had to drop Final Fantasy XIV. But to play, like, Player Unknowns and Lotro together, like, that works better. Such complete different experiences. Same with Hearthstone. Although, I'm kind of waning a little bit on Hearthstone these days. It's just kind of the same decks over and over that we're seeing, so it's getting a little stale. Horn Call of Buckland. With the 4 hobbits I was awaiting safe for the moment, the protection of Bree offers is fleeting at best. We must leave soon if the enemy's suspicions were confirmed by these Crabane. What they seek is no longer in the Shire. The old forest is twisting labyrinth that can lead even the most experienced tracker astray. Finding these Crabane will not be easy.
Listen well.
Talk to Tom Bombadil. We'll see what he says about him. Of old, he was known as Orald to men, while the dwarves he was simply Forn. The elves called him Arwain Benedar, oldest and fatherless. He is known as Tom Bombadil by those few who are aware of him. Look for his house. I wish I could help you in this task, but the safety of my charge has come before all else. So Strider was here. It must be a little bit down the road where you come back to talk to Strider and he's gone. I think that would make sense that it would be when we come back from Tom. Because I remember, without getting into spoilers, I remember who is here in Strider's stead. Okay. So. I think that's good. I think we're at a good stopping point. So we are going to be going to the Old Forest to talk to Tom Bombadil. That will be among the first things we do, although I would like to think that the first thing I do might be go do these quests down here in southern Andrith. I kind of like that little area. That's a great area to get scholar drops, because so many of the brigands you kill do drop them. And we are... Let's see if we can find the Brigand Slayer. Yeah, we're already at 34 of 60. So we do not have many to go to finish that one. And oh, we have determination now. That is going to be a priority because it gives us agility. This gives us maximum morale, and we've got 2 in it. Is there anything we could drop here? Kind of like that resistance rating. So either one of these. We'll just do that one for now. I don't know if it matters. Back in the day, you had to visit a bard in the inn to be able to change these things, but now you can do it on the fly. All right. Hey, thank y'all for joining us. Thanks for the new follow there, Buildair. Hope you'll come back sometime. Play a lot of Lotro. Play a little bit of PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds and a little bit of Hearthstone these days, but thanks for the follow. Annie-Fair, is always great to see you. Thanks for the gear. Looking forward to putting that on next time we play when we reach level 22. That'll do it for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow. Probably have a little longer stream tomorrow before my shift starts, so like late afternoon, early evening, and be able to get a little bit of time in before I have to worry about getting called out for work. But hope you all have a good night or good morning, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.